Are you old enough to remember a cartoon character called Mr. Magoo? When I was a kid, there were reruns of this cartoon, Mr. Magoo, featuring an old man and his dog Parker driving around the city, wreaking absolute havoc. Every time I see someone who is too oblivious to realize that they're taking really dangerous risks and have it all work out with them, I think of myself, why can't I, Mr. Magoo, my way through life? Because it is amazing and infuriating to watch all at the same time. So, how do you, as an intelligent person who understands the risks involved, take a risk? The way you do it is by seeing the rock. The concept I learned when I was talking to a man who grew up BMX riding or cross country riding, bikes downhill, and dirt bike riding. And then he later trained kids. And he said, watching kids, he knew which ones were going to be great racers after they had their first big wreck. And I was like, how do you know? When you first start out racing, you don't realize how bad a wreck can be. And after a kid gets in his very first wreck, suddenly they're aware of those consequences. And so then when they start to ride, they're more cautious, but not as fast. And then they start to fixate on the rocks, and then they start hitting more rocks. Why do they hit more rocks? He's like, because when you look at a rock and you see it, you subconsciously start to steer towards that rock. That rock, as small as it may be, might as well be as big as a boulder. Well, then what do you do once you have the ability to see the rocks and know what it could cost you? And he told me, you notice the rock, and then you look for the clear path, and you train yourself to do that over and over again. So many times we get caught up on what could go wrong. But instead of constantly creating a way to stop going wrong, we should notice what could go wrong and make the plan for where to go right. Focus on the clear path, especially when you're in a dangerous situation. When you're engulfed in flames and trying to get out of a burning building, you don't stare at the flames. You look for the parts that are not on fire. Your whole life is just a series of different paths that you can take. Absolutely know where the pitfalls are, but look for the clear path.